Okay. Hello everyone. Let's start today class SQL Server Development. Okay. So first I will just introduce about myself. Okay. So my name is Sirisha Reddy. Okay. I have 7 years of experience in the IT industry. Okay. From starting onwards, like in the overall 7 years, I'm into the data industry. Okay. Completely on data management, data modeling, business intelligence, data analysis, visualization, and data engineering. Okay. Completely, I'm last 7 years I'm working into the data. Okay. So coming to that, my expertise skills are SQL Server, and we have MSBI technologies, SSIS, SSAS, SSRS, and Power BI comes into the BI intelligence visualization tool. Okay. And data engineer. Okay. I hope nowadays you people are heard like data engineer, data science. Okay. And data analytics. These are the major roles and major responsibilities in any industry if you take it. Okay. So I'm also expertise these technologies, and I have certified in the data analytics and data engineer from the Microsoft. Okay. So once if you join any organization or any company, okay, they will ask you some certifications. Okay, you have to do that. Okay. And coming to any certifications, okay, coming to the data analytics, data engineer, or anything you can take it. Okay. For everything, database is mandatory. Okay. So this is and I will explain you more about that in the upcoming videos. Okay. So what type of certification you want to choose it, or which role you want to take it. Okay. So then I can guide you if you want to know about more detail about data engineering, what are the tools comes under, and data analytics, what are the tools comes under apart from the MS SQL. Okay. So next, this is completely about myself. Okay. And I'm currently working on the one of the top product based company. Okay. As a BI analyst. Okay. Next, coming into the SQL Server. So first we'll discuss about, I just want to know some few details about you guys. Okay. SQL Server database. Okay. So first of all, before introducing this SQL Server database concepts, first we want to understand about the database. Okay. So if anyone coming from the computer engineering backgrounds or computer science background, so anyone from team, they know about the database. Okay. Just want to get some idea about, if you know any one line, or you can tell me. Okay. What is database? Hello.
Database is nothing but where we can store the data.
Right. Good. Anyone? Where we can store. Okay.
We can fetch the data.
Fetch. Good. Anyone? Whatever you know, anything, please let me know. Okay. Okay then, cool. Very good answers. Okay. So first of all, if you take it database, okay, as one of said, where we can store the data, where we can fetch the data. Okay. So first of all, why we need database, we want to understand. Okay. Before understanding database, we want to understand what is data. Okay. Do we require to store data? Before that, we want to understand what type of data we want to store. Okay. So first of all, data is nothing but any real-time object, you can call it as. For example, my name is Sirisha. Okay. That is also one type of the information, right? So data is nothing but a collection of information. Okay. Sirisha, and I have some number, right? Phone number. Okay. That is something, any 1 2 3 4 5 6, any kind of something. Okay. Kind of a any information, we can call it as a data. And one more thing, data versus information. Anyone about the data and information, what you can call it as? Is it same, or is it some slight difference we have? I just want to know, any one of you know. Just say yes or no. Data versus information. Okay, no problem. If you don't know, I'll tell you. Okay, data is like, for example, I'm writing ABC. Okay, some storing the data. Okay, ABC. And one more thing, I'm writing some kind of information 100. First, for example, if you see this type of information, you don't know anything about this, right? Okay, what is ABC, what is 100, but it is storing somewhere. This is called as some data. Okay, but this contains, there is no meaning. Data contains, there is no meaning, right? But if you give for this ABC as a some meaningful information, like for example, this is a employee name, for example, and if you give some in the 100 as a employee ID, okay, so this contains some information, right? Some meaningful information. Employee name contains ABC or Sirisha or any name, okay, Durga software, anything, okay. So employee ID which contains some number, okay, this will give you us, this contains some meaningful data, okay, to make into data visualization. Data visualization I will tell you the later part, but once if you see these two data like employee name under ABC, employee ID under 100, if you see these two, you will get some idea. This contains some employee information. Am I right? Okay. So first we want to understand data versus information. Data is nothing but just any type of information you can store it, like with meaning, without meaning. Okay. Like for example, any object you can call it as a mobile phone, anything. For example, taken any industry like a banking sector. You in banking sector we can say you can take it as a customer table. Okay, customer information like whoever opened the new account. Okay, account information. Anything we are storing in a database is called as a data, but information is which contains the meaningful information. Okay, so this is comes under data versus information. Now data is nothing but it's a collection of information. Okay, collection of information. Now coming into the database. Okay, so first of all, database, where we want to store our data. And one more thing we want to mainly understand, how to manage the data. Okay, so database, it is a software to manage and store the data. Okay, in a meaningful manner. I will tell you meaningful manner in the later. Okay, so to make it as a database in a to manage in the sense what, like for example, if you take any business, okay, if you in a olden days if you have taken, we have the Excel files, right? File formats the data. Okay, we have Excel sheet, and we have CSV files of the data, and we have XML data. Okay, there will be a file formats of the data. Okay, in olden days we are storing the data, like that data is very less. Okay, for example, a user started one of the business that contains only 5 employees data. Okay, that data size is very small, right? So to the size of the data is small, so I can take it any Excel format or CSV, any file format of the data. It is easy to maintain, and we can remember those employee details like employee ID, employee information, everything, whatever the joining date, everything. It is easy if we have the only 5 people of the in a company. But on upcoming days, if big organization, okay, large amount of the employees we have, like for example some lakhs, okay, taken any MNCs, okay, so to maintain that large volume of the data, okay, we require database, definitely, okay, to maintain those kind of. Why means, see, file format, we want to, for example, we want to do any modification, any employee is going to other company, so we want to delete his records. Okay, if we want to do manually and we want to manage those things, we have to do everything in a manually in Excel file. But in database, it is everything is a automation, right? So we no need to go and do any manual kind of work. Okay, so to maintain large amount of the data in a big organizations, and if we want to do any managing kind of thing like updating the record, okay, we want to update or we want to store new records, for example any new employees coming into the organization, or we want to store multiple like other details of the employees, okay, or we want to delete some records, for example few employees going other companies, so we want to delete that information. So taking any modification, and we want to update, for example some employee working in Hyderabad location and next day he is moving to Bangalore, so we want to update that record, so that kind of information we can call it as a modify. Okay, to modify any record in the database, it is easy, okay, compared to we want to do in a manual in a Excel sheets. Okay, and one more thing, we want to store large amount of the data, okay, some cases, some organizations, so those cases we can use the databases. I hope you understand, right, the difference between file format and the database. Okay, so and I will tell you one more thing, we have the files, right, file format of the database, why we require the database. Okay, so some question will come everyone. Okay, so to maintain Excel, okay, we have the storage types. Anyone knows the storage types? Hello guys, am I audible? Hello. Hello guys.
Yeah, you can. I
Okay,
can hear
okay,
you.
cool. Okay, so okay, I will tell you there will be a storage types we have, that is one is on premises and one more we have is cloud. I hope everyone now hearing that cloud data. Okay, so cloud, why we require, okay, sometimes we unable to carry the data. Okay, for example we have the laptop or we have some people have desktops, their own desktops. Okay, they are storing the data in a Excel format and in their laptops. Okay, but we want to get those data in a other file, okay, other people's, okay, we want to share or we want to send it to business, okay, anyone we want to say that. So on premises we cannot able to send, right, because that permissions everything we require. But in cloud, okay, it is easy to carry the data. Okay, so that's the, and when we want to store large volume of data based upon the new data is come, so cloud, this we will discuss in the later classes. Okay, but I'm just telling the difference between file formats and the database why we require mainly. Okay, so I hope you understand as of now. Database is nothing but a software, okay, to manage and the store the data in a meaningful manner. Okay, and if you take in olden days, like for example storage wise, if you take 50 years back, we are storing the data in a disk format, and okay, you hope heard CSD. Okay, we have that storage parts, right, those contains the data in a file formats. Okay, and whenever we want to do any modifications that files, it is manually we have to do and time taking process also. Okay, to overcome that, okay, in the olden days and 1960s around like that. Okay, so they have implemented lot of hierarchical database format. Okay, and they have implemented many database like network analysis. Okay, they have implemented many types, but those are not worked out in the present industry. So but nowadays this database, okay, whatever database nowadays we are using, that is everyone in any industry, if you take it, this is kind of a heart to the any business. Okay, and I hope in nowadays we are using YouTube. Okay, for example every day some lakhs of the data, like lakhs of the videos are uploading, if you see. Okay, and Instagram, anything, if you take any social media for example, data is daily, some lakhs of the data, some crores of the data is loading daily basis. To store that huge amount of the volume of the data, okay, so to maintain that, to store that, and to manage that, we require databases, right? So that's why now upcoming days the data roles in the IT industry, like as a data analyst, business analyst, data management roles like data engineer, data science, those roles are improving nowadays, okay. But if you see 20 years back, there is a IT industry is taking as a database developers, especially only for SQL developers. If you heard database developers or SQL developers, okay. So but after that, okay, after that slowly now the positions for SQL developers are reduced, okay. But nowadays if you see the data on because of this huge volume of the data coming, right? If you take any industry, for example, if you take any one mobile also, daily you are taking so many photos or videos you are downloading, or you are taking some videos, that huge storage is coming, right? To maintain the data also you are buying some storage also, okay, to maintain that data. So for example, why we want to manage the data, why we want to store those amount of data, okay, anyone knows about that, why we want to store the data? Just take an example, why we want to store our data. For example, you are taking photos 5 years back, okay, or any information you are taking, okay, what is the use of that?
To store the data and to retrieve the data.
Sorry, can you please repeat it again?
No. To store the data and retrieve the data and manage the data.
Huh. But why we want to store the data?
There is some business persons or clients.
Okay. I'll tell you why we want to store the data. Okay. We want to store the data for future reference. Okay. And one more thing we have. Anyone can tell me what you are thinking? Why we want to store the data?
Day-to-day activities.
Right.
Yes.
Day-to-day activities. Anyone? Input? Very good. Okay, thank you. So, for example, why we want to store the data? Okay, for example, you in real time you can take an example. We have Google Pay, Phone Pay. Okay, these and all. We are doing some daily activities like transactions, right? Okay, and you have the bank account details also. Okay, everything is in a database. Everything is storing. When you have done this particular date, this much amount you have done the some transactions, okay. And whenever in future also you want to go to the bank and you will just tell your which year you want to take that details about the what, how much amount I have done this particular date, how much I have done this transaction, I just want to know, okay. You just go and ask them, that's what, okay. This is taking very less time, right? But in olden days if you take it as a, those time we are everything is in your books, okay. If you remember, everything to maintain in your books and manually entering and to find out, it's very manual taking process, time taking process, everything is time taking more, okay, and cost also very huge compared that, okay. But nowadays to coming to the IT industry in a database manner, it's very easy to maintain, okay. And for future reference also, anytime, okay, whenever we want to go and fetch some data and get some information that will be useful to the business or any user, we can give immediately, okay, to them. So that will help to the business also to grow, okay. So that's why every day we want to store the data, or every activity data means for future reference, okay. Why we want to store the data? For future reference, main thing. And for day-to-day activities also, why we want to store? For in future, it may require, right? Okay. We don't know which day we want to know about some information. For example, you take an example, this session video, we are recording the session and we are storing somewhere, okay, like through Google Drive link, we are giving those links, okay. This information also we are storing, right? So this information also we are storing in a database. That will help you to you can listen one more time if you're not understanding one part, okay, and go and do again practice, okay. So that way it will be useful, okay. So that's the main advantages of the databases, okay. And next comes to our relational database. Next we'll go to the relational database. Okay, so relational database is also kind of a database, but the difference between normal database and the relational database I'll take, okay. In relational database, we can store the data in the form of tables, okay. Anyone knows about the table? What is a table? Can you please give me any idea?
Table is a collection of rows and columns.
Both, okay. Rows and columns you are saying, right? Okay, I'll tell you. A table is a kind of two-dimensional way we are storing the data, that is nothing but rows and columns, okay. So for example, you take in any one of the information. For example, I will take it employee information, employee name, employee ID, their salary, and the department name. Okay. So this kind of information, some ABC, employee name, ID should be something, some salary amount, some department A. Okay. So this type of information, if you take it, okay, this contains columns like employee name, employee ID, salary, department name. These we will call it as a columns, okay. And the rows of the information, if you see the records, okay, ABC is a one record, it is storing in a row, okay. Employee name under column, ABC is nothing but one of the record, okay. Like that, employee ID, salary, and department name under E, okay. This complete two-dimensional structural way we will call it as a table, okay. So in any relational database, okay, I'll tell you some example for the relational databases. It is comes under either tabular format, okay. Now let's move to the example for relational databases. I hope some people heard Oracle database and our SQL Server database, Microsoft SQL Server,
MySQL.
right? And we have IBM database also, that is DB2.
Yeah, DB2.
There are many in the market, okay, as of now. Not only these, MySQL we have, okay. So there will be a lot of databases, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So let's come to the one by one, okay. Oracle, okay. We know about the Oracle company, okay. Oracle company developed this Oracle database, relational database, okay, as per their own. And SQL Server was developed by Microsoft. What we are going to learn in the upcoming classes, that is Microsoft SQL Server, okay. And Microsoft SQL Server was developed in the year of 1998. 1990, okay. And IBM has their own database that is called DB2. Now upcoming they have introduced so many names, okay. And we have open source database that is called as MySQL, okay. So we have so many in the market, okay. Now comes to the SQL Server Microsoft, okay. This SQL Server database introduced by Microsoft, okay. And in the nowadays, large amount of the organizations or companies are using Oracle, SQL Server, and MySQL. These three mainly using in big organizations, okay? And if you go to any organizations, definitely, okay, you will get to know any idea about either Oracle database they are using. Without any database, there is a no projects, okay? Because database is very important to maintain any data, right? So definitely they will maintain any one of the database like SQL Server, MySQL, Oracle, okay? Any relational database they will use it. And one more thing I'm going to tell you, to maintain these databases, we require one language, okay? That is SQL, okay? SQL stands for Structured Query Language. Okay, Structured Query Language, okay. Now, moving to the structured SQL language, okay, I hope some people know about the Java, C, right? C language, Java language, Python, okay. What is the difference between these languages and SQL language? I will tell you, okay. Java, C, Python, those under procedure languages, we can see. Okay, so they have their own syntax statements way. Okay, we have some syntaxes we need to follow. Okay, C or Python, Java. Okay, but SQL is easy. Okay, to write the, if you know the simple basic English, okay, it is easy to write the code. Okay, for example, select a statement, or I hope you people heard some basic. Okay, if you don't know also, no problem. In the upcoming classes we will learn about it. Okay, compared to Java, C, Python, okay, SQL, if you know basic English, like for example, if you know select, from, where it is coming from, in the sense, right? Okay, where class. Okay, if you know just basic English, you can understand this SQL language. Okay, why we need SQL language? I'll tell you. For example, we have a database. Okay, we are storing the data in a database in the tables. Okay, and for example, in a day, user comes and he will ask you, okay, what is the highest salary of the employee in our company? Okay, he want to know. Okay, and that time, as a database engineer, he will go to the any database, either relational database. If you see, this is a SQL Server database. Okay, so they will come here, they will write one query, and they will fetch the data, okay, and give it to the business. Okay, so those kind of that we want to interacting to the database. Okay, to interact from user and database, we require one language, because system won't understand, right, for the speaking, or we have to write some without any meaningful manner. Okay, so to communicate between the user and the database, SQL will be useful. Okay, SQL will be the intermediate language to get or to fetch the information, or to do any modification, or we want to insert some data, everything we will do it by SQL. Okay, so if you know SQL, any relational database, like if you can take in SQL Server, as I said, Oracle, okay, IBM 1, DB2, MySQL, okay, any relational database you can achieve. Okay, just migration versions you may vary. Okay, for example, SQL language is similar to Oracle SQL, that we will call it as a PL SQL. SQL Server, if you call it as a Transact t-sql. IBM, they have own SQL. MySQL, they have own SQL. Okay, just database names are different, but through connecting to the database to select the query, to manage storage, everything in a SQL format. Okay, I hope you understood, right? Guys, if you have any question, please.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you know SQL language, okay, for example, you join some organizations, they are using Oracle. Okay, don't worry about that. They want to migrate some projects also SQL Server, or they want to migrate to MySQL also. Any relational database, SQL is mandatory for them. Okay, to do any modification, to delete the records, or to enter the record, okay, everything we can do it through the SQL only. Okay, so SQL, once if you learn in your life one time, it will be useful if you go to any industry or any role. Okay, if you go to the data analyst role, for example, I can say data analyst or data engineer position. If you go to or data scientist, or if you can go to Python developer also, or Java developer also, .NET Core developer also. If you go to, those are front-end tools. Back end, you have to maintain any database only, like JDBC. If you use MySQL, you require, so you need some SQL queries there also. Okay, so if you go to any role in the upcoming days, or if you want to choose any organization, okay, you are entering into any company, SQL, once if you learn in your life, okay, it will be useful in your entire life, okay, in the software industry. Okay, so IT industry nowadays or any in the upcoming future also, SQL is mandatory for anybody. Okay, I can say that. If you go to, as in my overall experience, okay, without SQL, there is no any project. Okay, definitely there will be a database is there. Okay, to maintain the data and everything. And in real time also, you will see lot of database issues only. Okay, like to maintain huge volume of the data, how you want to maintain and how you want to make it more performance wise. Okay, you have to learn many things. Okay, that upcoming I will give you the some bonus tips also in the end of the course in real time. I mean, SQL you can learn it from anywhere, but in real time scenarios, how you want to handle that situations, like a huge volume of the data comes, how you want to optimize the queries. Okay, so everything in the upcoming videos I will tell you. Okay, I will give you some bonus tips also in a less time, how you want to handle the any problem comes to the database management. Okay, like you want to do any kind of errors you want to solve, if any error comes, okay, how you want to identify everything, I'll in the last class I'll tell. Okay, so as of now, hope you guys understood what is database. Okay, why we want to store the data in a database. Okay, and what is SQL, how it's useful in the relational databases. Okay, and if you want to choose any industry, and I have covered here in the interview questions also. Okay, I'll tell you in a daily class also how many interview questions the interview may ask, because even I in the organization, I used to take some 100+ interviews. Okay, we used to also ask the same questions. Okay, what is database, for example. Okay, you have to say this, it is a software to manage and store the data in a meaningful manner. Okay, so how we want to store the data in a tabular format in a relational database. Okay, we will ask, they will ask what is the difference between database and the relational database. Okay, relational database also database where we can store the data in the form of tables. Okay, so tables in the sense we have to store the data in a rows and columns manner. Okay, simple way we can say. And can you name any few example for relational database, they will ask. We have in the market Oracle, SQL Server, Microsoft SQL Server, IBM DB2, okay, and open source database we have MySQL. Okay, you have to say these type of the examples to them, so they will very impressed manner. Yes, you are up to date in the market level. Okay, nowadays we have the cloud technologies also, like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud also. Okay, they have their own Azure SQL. If you take it as a Azure SQL, the AWS, they have own their database. Okay, but if you take any database, SQL is the language where we want to interact to the any databases. Okay, so if you know simple English, okay, basic English, don't worry about that you want to know proficient, that meaning, no need. Okay, if you know basic English also, you can understand the SQL statements. Okay, that in the upcoming classes I'll teach you how we want to create a database, how we are going to create a table under the databases. Okay, and in the upcoming classes I will teach you how to install Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, so Microsoft SQL Server database in most of the projects we are going to use. In my 7 years career also, I'm using this SQL Server database only, and I'm expertise in that, how to handle if any problem comes, okay, in the database wise, if huge volume of the data comes, how to make the performance more impact to the business, okay. So that way I can help you everyone, okay. So this is the, I'm just showing this is the tool for Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, where we are going to, in the upcoming videos, we want to practice the queries, how we have to, if you see here under this, there is a databases, how you are going to create a new database, under that how you are maintaining your data through the tables, and how you are maintaining the data management, okay. Data management in the sense, can anyone tell data management? Like you want to store new record of the data, okay, or you want to update
Yes.
any record, yes, how you want to delete a particular record, so everything, okay,
Yeah, delete something.
how to create the record, how to modify any record,
Insert the records.
want to update any, right, for example,
Mm.
you want to update your mobile number in the industry, okay, you can go to the company web administrator, you will ask that candidate, okay, how they are going to, they have to go to the same database, and they have to write the SQL syntax for the, and that record will update into the database, okay. So this way, and how you want to delete the record, for example, I leave my organization, so they want to delete my record, so how they want to delete my records, everything, okay. So how to maintain main thing, security also, okay. So for example, employee salary information is don't want to share any employee, okay, that is very privacy kind of thing, right, okay. Only organization high level people want to know, like manager or their CEO level kind of people. So employees, whenever they will open their portal something, okay, if you know, right, some portal you can see that all the employee information, okay. So they want to hide these type of information, so how to maintain these securities also in the database, I will teach you, okay, in upcoming classes. And how you want to load bulk amount of the data, okay, I'll teach you. And how you want to upload Excel kind of information into the database, okay. Those are real-time scenarios, okay. So once if you complete this course, in the end of this course, complete duration is 45 days, okay, daily 1 hour, okay. So if you want to you have any queries also, I'm okay with, you want to extend 60 days also, okay. But you want to proactive, daily you have to practice whatever completed in the class, okay. Daily I will run the query and I will execute in front of you, okay, the queries, and which will be useful in the real time and as well as in the interview cracking also, okay. So that way I will help you everyone, okay, to crack any interview, okay. Nowadays also, if you want to only database kind of roles also we have, okay. So that's why if you are pro in the SQL language database things, okay, you can get crack any interview, okay, that I can assure you guys, okay. Any questions?
Yeah, madam, I am Suresh, madam. Small doubt in. Madam, what is the difference between the Oracle and SQL Server and DB2 and MySQL? Yeah, both are same syntax or a different syntax in the
Sorry, what is the difference between?
Oracle and SQL Server and DB2 MySQL. Yeah,
Okay.
all are database is there. Okay,
Yes.
but all our commands are same.
Yes.
Same or different?
No, actually, for Oracle, SQL Server, IBM, MySQL are all databases only. But the few differences we have, okay, that I will explain you later. For example, here you want to fetch some record, there is a select query. Okay, it is similar to in any database if you take it. Okay, select star from
Yes.
something. Okay, any database it is similar. But in Oracle
Okay.
SQL Server, we have some time formats, you know, okay, date time, okay, that format. If
Yeah.
you want to fetch some date difference, something, okay, some functions will be different. Oracle, SQL Server, IBM, and MySQL, there will be a few syntaxes and few, I'll tell you that in the upcoming videos, there will be a little difference. SQL is similar to okay, if you know SQL, you can manage any database, I can assure that, okay. There is not much difference in the 4 categories, okay. If you know SQL, okay, you can, for example, if you join one organization, they want to migrate from SQL Server to Oracle, okay. If you know SQL, you can manage there, okay, because everywhere they want to use a select query only to fetch the data. Main syntaxes is similar, okay, like where clause, having clause, you want to join conditions, procedures, SQL functions, okay. Very few functions is difference, that's it, okay. There is no much difference. That functions also I will make one list to you, okay. You can remember those 4 kind of, okay. Oracle, what is the time function we are using, SQL, and IBM MySQL, okay. Those 4 database, I'll give you the syntax for that, okay. What are the, we have some time, date, and functions, right? We have that in the upcoming classes. You will get to know date and time functions what we have. So those we have some differences, okay.
Yeah,
I
okay. But how
oh,
to cause that SQL Server?
sorry.
Yeah, how to receive that calls in interview calls that SQL Server? Yeah, next 2 years, 3 years is there now.
Right. Okay. How you get the calls, right? Okay. So, if you want to get the calls, first thing, okay, you have to everything know about the SQL database, okay. If you know just 10% or 50%, you know, okay, and you are just applying the links, you will lose that interview, right? That interview, if you join also, if you're not able to answer all the questions, you will lose that, right? First, learn the concepts, okay, everything, okay, and uploading the, I will, if you want to, I will give you that resume also to you, okay. You can upload in Naukri, or you can upload in the LinkedIn, or you can upload Monster, okay, wherever that job opening opportunities we have, right? Okay. And if I know also, I can give you in my organizations, if any database roles we have, I'll also update you, okay. So, and along with SQL also, I already explained you, we have data analyst, data engineer, data scientist roles also, okay. So if you want to become data analyst or BI developer, okay, we have Power BI, data visualization engineer, okay, SQL and Power BI. Both combination also we have the openings, okay. In Naukri also you can check is that, okay. And we have data engineer. Data engineer is what we require mainly. SQL, I mean, as we said, SQL Server along with the Azure concepts like ETL tool, ADF, okay, Azure Data Factory, okay. And if you want to become data scientist, you want to learn everything like data analyst, data engineer concepts along with the machine learning, AI concepts, okay. So if you know few other concepts, that's okay, okay. And if you know Python also, Python plus SQL Server also we have that openings, okay. You can find it in the Naukri, okay. If you want to personal guidance also, you can ping me, okay. I will help you those cases. But before that, you have to be 80 to 90% aware of the all the SQL concepts, okay, and SQL Server concepts. Only for theoretically, no, you have to be practical, okay. Everything in a practical, you have to execute the query, then only you will able to know that, okay. So that if we get that kind of error in interview, they may ask you, okay, you have this scenario, you have some 2 tables of the data, okay. So how you are going to join if you don't have the unique record, how you want to join, okay, and how you will get the top 5 salaries, okay. So with not only one scenario, okay, you have to use multiple scenarios to get those results, okay. So for that, you have to be proactive with the execution of the SQL queries on daily basis. That I want to get the input from everyone, okay. And I will give some assignments for the interview questions, okay, weekly manner, whatever we learned on the Friday evening, okay, like this. I will give you one assignment kind of thing, okay, daily 10 questions, 10 to 15 maximum, okay. So those, if you execute it, then you will definitely crack any interview. Okay, so that I can assure you. Hope you guys understood, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Sirisha. Actually, I have small doubt.
Mm-hmm.
This is Chaitanya.
Okay.
Yeah,
Chaitanya.
Sirisha. Actually, what is the difference between SQL Server development and admin? Like, any concepts are different. Difference.
Right. Good
If
question.
you need, if we learn development means, if they ask interview, you need admin concepts also. If they ask means,
Okay. So whenever you get the requirement, first they in the Naukri you will get the call, right? Okay.
yeah,
They will ask you clearly, is this related to development work or administration work? You have to be particularly development work. For example, you want definitely development work. So then whenever they will ask, you can ask it at the starting only. Is this development or administration work? See, completely, I will not say completely different. Sometimes administration want to know also SQL, okay?
yes,
But
yes, yes, yeah,
developer don't know the administration work, okay? Because administrations mainly on that different concept, that is different, okay? So at the initial stage only, I can say you have to be actively asking the interviewer, whoever calls you, right, for the scheduling the interview.
okay,
So then you won't lose that again, because once if you give the interview after 6 months also, you cannot able to give another interview, right? So that's fine.
okay. We need any additional support for like tools, Azure SQL development or like
No need. If you know
no need.
SQL, if you practice in the SQL Server, Azure SQL also similar. Okay, if you learn SQL, everything is same. Okay, any database you can able to manage. There will be a
Okay,
few syntaxes only difference. That's it.
yeah,
Okay, if you know SQL, you can manage any database. Oracle
okay,
also, everything. Okay.
oh,
Sirisha, this is going to. So, what time you are planning for classes? Like, planning in morning or evening?
This time only daily 8 to 9. Everybody fine, right? 8 to 9, or
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine.
you are fine, right?
No, I thought like it's morning,
This
but
one afternoon, evening or morning? No?
So, no, same timings 8 to 9 on Monday onwards. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow we don't have any classes. Okay, from Monday onwards daily 8 to 9 evening 1 hour session.
and one doubt, like Sirisha. So, I think SQL. I think
Mhm.
it's related to structured data. I think so. There might be some other software also, like an unstructured data. How we are going to retrieve and all. Are you going to talk about that in future?
Yeah, sure. In future, in the last classes, I will discuss about this structured,
Yeah, yeah.
unstructured, semi-structured data also, and streaming data also. Okay. So streaming, I will discuss about those data types also, how to handle. Okay. But if you take it relational
Okay.
database, right, as I have told you, this comes under structured manner. Okay. Uh, Relational database comes under structured manner only. But if you go to Azure SQL, okay, we have blob storage. I hope someone heard, I don't know, Azure blob that will handle unstructured data, okay, and streaming data. If you want to people, I will give you 2 to 3 days for that also, Azure blob also, okay. So how streaming data in the sense videos, okay, how we have to store the video data, okay, and how we want to unstructured type of data to handle, okay. So that will also I will give you, okay, at the end of the classes. First, I'll complete SQL complete class, okay. After that, I already spoke you bonus tip, that is in real time scenarios, okay. In my complete 7 years, whatever I experienced in the complexity, okay. So in the database level, okay. If you join any organization also, definitely, okay, you people also will face those kind of things, okay. So in real, see, learning and real time scenarios, so completely some differences, okay. So once if you face those kind of things only, you will learn more and more, okay. So but before that, you have to learn every basic of SQL, okay. So that's the one thing I can help
Okay.
you that, don't
Thank
worry.
you. So I'm using SQL now as of now in my company.
Okay.
but I want to upgrade myself. Like, people are converting into AWS and SQL. I have basic knowledge SQL, but I don't have depth knowledge. So
Okay.
just I moved into next level. So I want to learn complete SQL. That's why I joined this class.
Very good. Very good.
Okay. So we are
See,
dealing almost 13 million people data in like in
Oh.
US healthcare people.
right.
So I want to learn that. Okay, deeply.
Very good.
But
Very good.
anyway,
See, in nowadays, if you take any organization, biggest problem is huge volume of the data. Okay. Nowadays, if you take any organization, okay, huge volume and how we want to make the performance would be good and greater. Okay. So
and
that
one request, Sirisha, I'm sorry, I'm stopping. So could you please do one favor for us? Like, can you prepare some kind of, where this SQL is playing key role, like, where it will start, like, middle or mid, like, kind of graph something. Can you do for us? Like, we will understand more clearly in future, not immediately, I'm saying in
Okay.
further classes. Could you please provide us, like, where it will start, data is, suppose example, data is going to enter, where it is going to store, that kind of structure. Can you prepare some graphs for us, like, some pie chart, something, so that people
Sure.
can understand easily?
Definitely.
Yeah,
In the upcoming,
please
this
do
is
that.
demo class only, na? Starting class onwards, I'll make it.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
How the database will store the data also, okay? In which layer, okay? Everything. Temporary data, how we want to store, everything we will learn, okay? In the upcoming classes. Those
Okay,
don't
thank
worry
you.
about that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, madam, you are teaching for the little bit of DBA side or DBA side? You are touching that little bit of,
Little bit of, sorry?
yeah, little bit of you are teaching a DBS, DBA, yeah, database administrator. Also, you are teaching.
Little bit we will learn administration also. Complete development plus administration. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. But how is that one DBA and SQL Server DBA course is there now nowadays? DBA and SQL Server.
DB and SQL Server, sorry, difference?
No, not difference, madam. Yeah, DB, SQL Server DBA and SQL Server. How is that course? That
Calls means interview process you are asking?
yes, yes, madam.
Okay. I already spoken, but I'm going to explain one more time. So if
Yeah,
you,
okay.
wait, there is a positions called data analyst. Okay. So, and one more thing, there is a positions for database engineer or system engineers also. Okay. But whenever you are going any position in the Naukri also, they will upload JD also. If you see, okay. So in the JD process, you have to check what are they have mentioned. Okay, SQL Server database along with any other technologies also. Okay, for example, Excel also. If you take data analyst, okay, they want to know definitely the Excel also. Okay, to analyze the data, and DB, that is called as any database. Okay, so some organizations will use SQL Server, some organization Oracle like that. Okay. Sorry. And one more positions we have SQL developer also. Some organizations only look for database engineers. Okay, so that positions also we have. Before applying any job, you have to go through the JD. Okay, so my suggestion would be, along with the SQL, whoever want to learn other technologies also, if you have time, okay, more than 1 hour, okay, if you have as per the schedule, you can choose data analyst or data engineer, whatever you are interested. Okay, based on that you can parallelly learn the technologies. If you are a fresher, you can go through what technologies, if I want to become data engineer, what technologies if I want to become data scientist or data analyst. Okay, or Python developer, Java developer. Okay, but if you take any technology, SQL would be the mandatory. Okay, so that's why now SQL, if you learn now, don't worry, it will definitely useful in the any industry if you take it. Okay, SQL will be hard in any organization, because in nowadays everything will be data. Okay, if you go to any organization, without database there is no any application developed. Okay, so that is the one thing.
But some companies, some companies are moving for the cloud in that.
Cloud, very good question. Nowadays I'll tell you also that also. Because some companies nowadays are migrating from on-premises to cloud, right? Okay, so there also, if you take, as I know, now I'm working in Azure SQL also, okay, because previously I have used this SSMS Studio only, okay, but now we are using Azure SQL, okay, migrated to Azure SQL. There also, that is also one type of software, but writing query is similar. That was I'm saying, SQL is similar for any database or any tool if you take, okay. Few syntaxes may be different, that's it, okay. If you want to become any database, okay, SQL, like writing select query from, okay, where having everything, okay, you want to delete some record or you want to truncate anything, okay. If you want to do any operation, structure with SQL queries will be the remain. There will be a little difference. But for your people understanding, I'll make it. What are the difference between this Oracle, SQL Server, IBM, and MySQL also? Okay.
Yeah, can you please provide the chapter-wise interview questions? Is there?
Yeah, sure.
Chapter-wise chapter.
Daily I will give you, for example, today class what we discussed, I have already told you from this class what are the interview questions they may go ask, okay. For example, what is database, okay, what is relational database, okay, what will be the difference between relational and non relational database and non-relational databases, okay, and what is the difference between structured query and non-structured, there will be, okay, those kind of things you can learn daily. At the last end of the class, I will explain you what you interview may ask the interview questions, okay, based upon our concepts.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm asking, you're more than experienced person, so I am. You have to teach me, guide
Along
that.
with the this course on daily, we will provide you the recording video and particular documents also for the course, okay. We will provide that.
Yeah.
And we will provide you the interview questions. Some practical questions also I'll provide you, okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, and if you have any pros and cons also, definitely on daily classes we have, if you have any query also, okay, FNU questions also we have, okay.
Yeah, but classes is Monday to Friday or Monday to Saturday?
Monday to Friday.
Okay, madam. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Saturday, Sunday, weekend now we have, yeah.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay, hope you guys understood, right, everyone? From Monday onwards,
Yeah.
we will start the SQL course, okay.
What time you are, sorry, which date you are real-time classes, madam? Which date you are conducting the real-time classes?
Real-time classes on daily, if you attend, I will tell you if that scenario already I faced, right? Whenever I'm explaining, I will tell in that time only, okay? And in the end of the course, I already told you, in the end of the course, few either 4 to 5 days, I will give you the whatever bonus tips, okay? I have tell you that real-time scenarios, everything I'll tell you, okay?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, previously I'm working with the DBA, madam. Yeah, 5.5 years experience.
Okay, good.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for the kind of information.
Yeah, and we will provide you the recording video if you may miss any one of the video, okay. You can go through and definitely do the practical, okay. Sometimes
yes, madam,
if you
yes.
miss practice, see, just listening is different, and if you do practical, that's completely different, okay. So everyone
Yes,
should
yes.
definitely practice the course, okay.
Sure.
And on the Friday, I'll give some assignments kind of things also. You people have to prepare those documents, whatever executed the queries and all. Okay, you want to show the outputs as well. Okay.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Monday,
thank
same
you.
timings, 8 to 9. Okay, evening.
Sure, madam.
Okay, 8 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good day.
guys.
Thank you all.
Thank you all. Bye.
Bye bye.